So in this video, I want to create a corridor that tells me where all the tin locations are with station offset information. So in this scenario, I'm a surveyor and I've been told to stake this project, and I want to go ahead and take this surface. And I don't have the source data, but I want to figure out where all these lines are located at. And I'll end up getting some of these lines as well, because they're going to cross the sections, but I'm primarily interested in these horizontal, or the lines that are parallel to my center line. To do that, I'm going to create an assembly, and then I'm just going to do design surface and hit OK, and then pick a point, and now I have my assembly. And then I can go ahead and add in the assembly that I need to add. If you open up the tool palettes by pressing Control-3, or you can hit the button here for tool palettes, you'll find stripping pavement and stripping topsoil. So in this case, I want my stripping topsoil. Here I have a right and the left, and the stripping depth is saying, hey, I'm going to remove this much topsoil. And you can't use a value of 0 because it's got to be greater than 0. So to use this, you just want to use a very small number that is bigger than 0. In this case, I'm going to do like 5 or 4 zeros and a 1, and that counts as greater than 0. So it'll show as 0, but that's going to be the values. And then you can enter in a width, and then the foreslope and the back slope it needs to go back to daylight. So it's going to go and follow the surface, and at the very end, it's going to do like a 2-to-1 slope. In this case, our 2-to-1 slope is going to be 0.001, so it's going to be really small, and it's not really going to matter. So this is on the right side, and then I also want to do it for the left side. And then I'm done with this. And then I can create a corridor. And so I can go ahead and select my alignment, select my profile, and then select my assembly. And then set my target surface. And then I'm going to hit OK. And I'm just going to verify the surface is set, and it is. And then hit OK. And then for my starting station, I just wanted to start at where the surface is. And I went backwards, so and then I'll hit OK. It's going to rebuild the corridor, and then I'm going to get error messages here. That's going to tell me that it failed to find the surface. And it did that because my section goes beyond the surface. And so Civil 3D is stupid. And so it's going to say, hey, I can't find anything over here, over here. So that's going to be an error because you told me to get all this stuff. It can't. And really, I'm just interested in this area. To solve this problem, I'm going to go ahead and select the surface. Make sure that the style sets up to have a boundary, and then I can extract out the border. And so now I have a border around it. I can then go into my corridor properties and then set my target for the stripping width. And I can go ahead and select this, select the 3D polyline that's been extracted, and it'll say 3D polyline. And then I can hit OK and hit OK. And now I don't get an error message. I can then select it, the corridor surface, and look at it in Object Viewer. And so that's my corridor. And wherever it crosses a tin triangle, it's going to go ahead and add a vertices to the corridor. So in this case, I have a step up, it goes over, and then it crosses one of those tin surfaces, and then it continues on. And so that's why it's not smooth here. It's just wherever it is, that's where it is. If I go into section editor and go to region stations, I can then see I have my striping is the code that it's using, and then I have an offset and an elevation. And then you can navigate through it, and then you have that information there. And now I have an approximation of what the design corridor is located there.